Solve the quadratic equation by completing the square. So we have two problems that we're going to be doing, x squared minus 6x minus 10 equal to 0, and x squared minus 9x minus 8 equal to 0. So let's start with the first one. To solve by completing the square, what I need to do is I need to take the constant to the other side. So I'm going to add 10 on both sides, and that will give me x squared minus 6x equal to 10. Now, if you recall, from the previous examples, b is 1/2 the coefficient of x. So b is 1/2 times the coefficient of x is -6. So b then is equal to -6 divided by 2, which is -3. Okay? So now I have b equal to -3. But if you recall from our formula, I'm going to write it down here. A squared minus 2ab plus b squared equal to a minus b squared. This is a perfect square trinomial, right? And this is the square of the binomial. Now, to complete the square, I already have these two. I need to add b squared. So I need to know what b squared is. B squared is equal to -3 squared, which is equal to +9. So now, to complete the square, I need to add 9 on both sides of the equation. Remember, whatever I add on one side, I have to add on the other side. So now I added 9 on both sides of the equation. So now, what I did on the left side of the equation is I just completed the square. So I know what a is. A is none other than x. So a squared, this is x squared. A is x. So a, that means x, plus b, which is b is -3 square, okay, equal to 10 plus 9 is 19. Simplifying this, I get x plus times minus, that's -3 square equal to 19. So you could have done it directly. You didn't have to do this. You didn't have to add the b. You could have put negative, because I have the middle term is negative, and put in here the absolute value of b, which is 3. So you could have done that directly, minus the absolute value of b. Okay, now we can solve by using the square root property. So we take the square root on both sides, and that would be plus or minus. So now the square and the square root cancel each other, and what comes out is x minus 3. X minus 3 equal to plus or minus square root. This does not simplify, so we leave it as 19. Now, solving for x, we add 3 on both sides, and we get x equal to 3 plus or minus square root of 19. So we have two solutions. X1 is 3 plus square root of 19, and x2 is 3 minus square root of 19. So these are solutions to my first equation. Now let's go ahead and do the second equation. So again, we want to move the constant to the other side, so we need to add 8 on both sides of the equation, and we get x squared minus 9x. This cancels equal to 8. So what do we have? We have a is none other than x, and b is equal 1/2 the coefficient of x, which is -9, and that is just -9 over 2. Now again, we are adding b squared on both sides of the equation. So b squared is -9 squared negative 9 over 2 squared. So b squared is negative 9 squared. That's 81 over 4. So I'm adding on both sides of the equation b squared, so 81 over 4 and 81 over 4. By adding b squared, I completed the square on the left side of the equation, and now we need to write it down. A is x. You can put plus b, which is negative 9/2. So you can put plus b, which is negative 9/2, or you can do it directly, minus 9 over 2 square. So basically, you take the sign of b, or the sign of the middle term, and you put here the absolute value of b, which is 9 over 2, equal to, you need to add these two. Remember, they are the same, they are not the same denominator. So to add them, you need to have the same denominator. The LCD here, I'll write it down here, is equal to 4. So you multiply this by 4 and this by 4. We get 8 times 4 is 32 over 4 times 1 is just 4. Plus, I have to bring this down, 81 over 4. Now I can add, combine these two. So I get x minus 9 over 2 square equal, because I have the same denominator, you just add the numerator. So you add 32 plus 81, and you get 113 divided by 4. So now, solving using the square root property, you take the square root on both sides and plus or minus here, and then whatever comes out, because the square root cancels the square, so it's, you get x minus 9 over 2 equals to plus or minus. You notice the numerator does not simplify, so you leave the numerator as 113, but the denominator does. The square root of 4 is 2. So I can simplify the denominator. And now we just need to solve for x. So we need to add 9/2 on both sides of the equation. And we get x equal, this cancels out, 9 over 2 plus or minus square root of 113 divided by 2. Remember here I have the same denominator, I can combine them. So 9 plus or minus square root of 113 over 2. So now my two solutions are 9 plus square root of 113 divided by 2 and 9 minus square root of 13 divided by 2. And here are my two solutions for the equation.